Welcome again. In this video, that is part 9, we discuss about the physical properties and chemical reactions of carboxylic acids. So, in this one, when we are discussing about the physical properties, we have to discuss about the melt boiling points and the solubility. These two are more important properties. First, generally, the carboxylic acids, that is, which are having the COOH group, up to 9 carboxylic acids, up to carbon 9 atoms. So all these are having a pungent odor, that is a very strong smell will be there. But if as the number of carbon atoms increases, what will happen? They will become the solid just like waxy like solids, and they are becomes the odorless, that is smell will be disappear. Okay, so like this they are there. But whenever the solubility, whenever we are discussing not solubility, boiling points. So generally these carboxylic acids, they are having the boiling points higher than aldehydes and ketones and even alcohols also. So that means the carboxylic acids, they are having the higher boiling points than aldehydes, ketones and alcohols. So why they are having? So that is also more important. Generally, okay, if you take the R C double bond O OH is there. Again you take another molecule R C double bond O OH. So this hydrogen, or you can write down like this, R C double bond O OH. So this oxygen and this hydrogen will have the bonding between these two. If you want, we can write down very clearly R C double bond O OH. This is one molecule, R C double bond O, okay, and OH. This double bond O will write down here, and OH. That means there is a bond formation between this oxygen and hydrogen, this oxygen and this hydrogen. Means what will happen? These molecules in acids, the molecules will act like a two molecules, that is called the dimers. Even in vapor phase also, these acid molecules, they will act like dimers. They will be in the form of dimers. That means even though if you break one bond, another hydrogen bond will be there in the vapor phase also. So that's why the boiling points of these acids are higher than the aldehydes, ketones and alcohols. Not only that, the interaction, that is intermolecular hydrogen bonding, intermolecular, this is one molecule, this is another molecule. Intermolecular hydrogen bonding is forming. So that's why the boiling points are higher. But even though in the vapor phase, these are acting like a dimers. So that's why their boiling points are very higher. So this is the important point. Now if you come to the solubility, up to 4 carbon atoms of acids. 4 carbon atoms means butanoic acid. Up to this, they are making hydrogen bondings between the water molecule. With the water molecule, they will make the hydrogen bonding, intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Okay, so that's why they are soluble up to 4 carbon atoms. Where the chain increases, that is more than 4 carbon atoms, what will happen? This CH3, that is ethyl group or methyl group or water alkyl groups. If they are increasing, what will happen? That means so COOH. So this is the water attracting, but this is the water repelling. That is, we can say that this group is called the hydrophobic carbon. Okay, hydrophobic hydrocarbon spots are there, and this is the water attracting, hydrophilic. But when this chain increases, what will happen? Their solubility decreases. Their solubility decreases. Generally, this hydrophobic part of it, as it is increases, means the solubility decreases. Generally these acids they are less soluble in polar solvents. Less soluble in polar solvents. What are the polar solvents? Example, benzene. Okay, benzene and other carboxylic acids. Organic agents like benzene, ether, and alcohol and chloroform. So in this one they are less soluble, but they are more soluble in the non-polar solvents. That means which do not shows the polarity. So the solvents they are more soluble. So like this the physical properties are there. So here we have to note down 3 important points in this one. First of all, okay, that up to 9 carbon atoms they are pungent odor, and but other than more than that one is they don't have any odorless. Why they are odorless? Because waxy solids means they are less volatile. They don't volatile, so that's why they don't have any odor. They don't have any odor means smell. So that is the one important point. Second point, whenever we are discussing about the boiling points, they are having the why they are having the higher boiling points than alcohol, phenols and aldehydes? Because they can make the hydrogen bonding, intermolecular attractional hydrogen bonding. That is the more important. But the solubility, that is the boiling points, increases. Okay, when the molecular association is increases. Why? Because acid molecules they will exist as dimers. They will exist as dimers. Even in the volatile stage also, the complete hydrogen dissociation, bond dissociation will not be there. So only one hydrogen part, if it is dissociates, means another hydrogen bonding will be there. So that's why they are having the higher boiling points. Solubility. Why they are generally up to 4 carbon atoms they are soluble in water. But if it is more than 4 carbon atoms, what will happen? The hydrophobic portion of hydrocarbons. Hydrophobic portion of hydrocarbons, as it increases, the solubility decreases in water. So generally they are less soluble in polar solvents. They are less soluble in polar solvents like benzene, okay, ethanol, and like this another one, chloroform. All these things they are less soluble in polar solvents, but they are more solubility in the non-polar solvents. So this is about the physical properties. Now chemical reactions we will take it. That is the most important. Generally, okay, already we know that since it is an acid, if it reacts with the base, salt and water will be formed. That is the first one. But whenever the acid molecules, when they react with active metals like sodium or potassium, okay, or sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, like base, alkali metals are active metals, what they will form? They will form the RC double bond ONA, that is the sodium salt will be formed, and hydrogen gas will be released. Hydrogen gas will be released. That means this is called the carboxylate ion will be formed. That is, we can say that in terms of this one, RC double bond O minus. That is, carboxylate ions will be formed and hydrogen gas will be released. So that is important. But so this is the acids when they are reacting with okay, carbonates or bicarbonates. That is sodium bicarbonate or carbonates, Na2CO3. Whatever it may be. Carbonates and bicarbonates, when they are reacting, what gas they will be released? They will release the carbon dioxide gas. Okay. To get that one, whether it is carbon dioxide gas or not, means we can test it by using the which water? Lime water. Okay. It will turn lime water into milky. So this reaction, that is treatment of carbonates or bicarbonates releasing this carbon dioxide, it will give the presence of acidic group or carbonyl group. Carbonyl group mainly. So it will give the test of the presence of the carbonyl group, carbon dioxide. So this is the important reaction testing. And again, just like phenols, okay, they will not react with weak bases. Okay, weak bases they will not react. But these things, unlike phenols, they will react with weak base and salt and base. Will give acid and base means will give salt and water. Okay, that is the thing, the reactions that have taken place with the metals and carbonates or bicarbonates. So this is about this one. Suppose whenever you are writing down R C double bond O OH, that means whenever it is treated with the water, that is hydrolysis of acid, what they will give generally H2O plus H. That means H3O plus, okay, hydronium ion, and what will be left out? RC double bond O minus. That means carboxylate ion will be there. So this carboxylate ion, what will be happen? It shows that is C double bond O minus. Okay, if these electrons are falling here, then automatically resonance structures will be taken place, and you will get it as RCO minus and double bond O. So like this resonance structures they will form and they will stabilize the carboxylate ion. They will stabilize the carboxylate ion. So that is the formation. So whenever we are writing down, suppose if you know the reaction, these are the reactants, these are the products. Okay. Then what we can write down? We can write down the equilibrium constant rate of reaction. That means it is nothing but H3O plus ions and carboxylate ions RCOO minus by, okay, RCOOH and concentration of water. So this is the equilibrium constant equation we can write down. From this one, if you bring, now already we know that how to write down the equivalent constant, that is equal to H3O plus ion concentration into RC double bond O carboxylate ion concentration by H2O concentration into acidic concentration. So this is the equivalent reaction equilibrium, you will get it. But suppose you wanted to write down the acid dissociation constant. Acid dissociation constant Ka. It is nothing but the K equilibrium into concentration of water. Okay. So concentration of water, if you bring it to this side, this is equation will becomes nothing but concentration of H3O plus ion, concentration of oxalate ion, carboxylic ion into concentration of acid, RC double bond OH. So that means acid dissociation constant is nothing but the equilibrium constant into concentration of water. But generally Ka values, that is acidic dissociation constants, it cannot represent the acidic strength. The strength of the acid can be represented in terms of power of Ka. Suppose pKa is nothing but the P equivalent K of equivalent concentration. Okay, so that is the formula we will use. R. So pKa, already we know that power of hydrogen concentration is equal to negative logarithm of H plus ions. Similarly, pKa, that means acid dissociation constant is equal to negative P of Ka values, logarithmic value of Ka values. So this is the formula that we are using. Okay, pKa is equal to negative log of Ka, H plus ions, pH is equal to, like this we will write down. This is the formula. By applying this formula, okay, the pKa values of some values they have given. HCl is nothing but pKa value of HCl is equal to -7.0. We will write down like this. But some strong acids are there. That means trifluoroacetic acid. Trifluoroacetic acid is having the, observe these values, trifluoroacetic acid, its value is 2.39 pKa values, and again benzoic acid is nothing but the approximately 4.5 or 6, and another acetic acid is nothing but 4.76 acetic acid. Out of all these three, I am telling that one trifluoroacid is acetic acid is the strongest acid. Means if you observe these values, out of this is the strongest acid, means this is the pKa values. If that is observe the values means it is the lower value. That means if pKa values are lower values, then we can say it is the strongest acid. It is the strongest acid. If you know the pKa values, if they have given, we can find out that whose value is lower, that acid will be the strongest acid. So like this we can find out. So that is the pKa values. The Ka value is nothing but the acidic dissociation constant. Acidic dissociation constant. Now suppose on this one C double bond O and OH is there, you know. So that means this is the carboxylate ion. If you use it, carboxylate ion. Already we know that since it is having this, if the electrons are making the bond here, automatically the electrons will be dissociated there. That means resonance structure can existence between these two. Okay, so resonance stabilization energies are there. Similarly, on this, if the carbonyl carbon atom, on this one, if electronic withdrawing groups, if they are attached, or electronic donating groups, if they are attached to this one, a lot of change will be there in the acidic strength. Suppose here, how they will be then? So this is the resonance structures. Okay, stabilization, if it is there, more stabilization means it increases the acidic strength. If it is less than, what will happen? So now let us see. Suppose if the carbonyl carbon, that is in the acid, carbonyl carbon, if it is, that is negative charge will be moving here and there. Okay, if it is stabilized means one side here, another side here, if it is moving here and there, then it will be it increases the strength of the acid. What will happen? Which group, if it is there, to attach it to this carbon, which group? Suppose if electronic withdrawing groups are there, then if the electronic withdrawing group is there, then what will happen? The oxygen, that is the negative charge will be stabilized so that the acidic strength will be increases. So that is the most important. Electronic withdrawing group, if it is attached, then what will happen? The acidic strength will be increases. Similarly, electronic donating group, if it is there, EWG is there, it decreases the stability of the carboxylate ion. Decreases the carboxylate stabilization, automatically the acidic strength will decreases if it is electronic donating group is there. So this is the most important, means okay, the acidic strength of an acid is mainly depend upon the groups that are attached to the carboxylate ion. Okay, suppose if it is electronic withdrawing group is there, what will do? It stabilizes the negative charge on the oxygen atoms. So that's why it will increase the acidic character. If electronic donating groups are there, increasing. Okay, C double bond O. If electronic donating group is there, it destabilizes. Automatically, the acidic strength will be decreases. So this is the reason you should know it. That is the important one. So now, suppose if phenyl groups are there, electronic withdrawing groups and electronic donating groups, already you know that. Okay, electronic donating groups, nucleophiles and electrophiles, the same concept we can apply here. Next, one more is also there. Direct attachment groups such as the phenyl group or acetyl group, vinyl group. So what is the phenyl group means? So this is phenyl group. Acetyl group, C, okay, double bond, CH2 here, if it is attached to the carbonyl carbon atom, oxygen, okay, what will happen? So automatically, whether it increases the stability or decreases the stability, just you go through once. Suppose here, the electronic bond, if it is broken down, so charge will be there, automatically negative charge will be applied here. Okay. Suppose when it is there, it increases. That means if vinyl groups are there or phenyl groups are there, they will increases the stability and acidic strength will be increases. So that is the most important. Okay, and but it decreases when the electronic donating groups are there. Electronic donating groups to the carbonyl carbon atom means automatically it decreases the stabilization of this one. Automatically what will happen? The acidic strength will decreases. So increasing the decreasing the acidic strength is mainly depend upon the groups that are attached to the carbonyl carbon of the acidic group. Carboxylate ions are acidic carbonyl carbon of the acidic group. That is the more important. Similarly, in phenols also. Okay, COOH, benzoic acid is there. If it is attached to the orthomethoxy benzoic acid, orthomethoxy benzoic or paramethoxy or 4 methoxy benzoic acid. So its pKa value is 4.40. Its pKa values are 4.40. Similarly, if you compare with the benzoic acid, only benzoic acid, then its pKa values are 4.10. That means here 4.40, here 4.10. Out of these two, which will be the more acidic? This value, pKa value kiska less hota, that is the more acidic. So this will be next. Suppose if it is contained with the COOH with the nitro group is there, NO2 group is there, its pKa values are 3.41. That means still it is the highest acidic acid than this one. It is acidic acid more than this. So why? Here you have to observe it, which is the electronic withdrawing group, electronic donating group. That is the most important. So like this we can find out the increasing capacity of the or decreasing capacity of the acid's strength. So this is the lesson.